They said I should take a deep breath so I can feel a little less anxious. Okay. I'm very used to speaking in front of a camera. So this is really new for me, and this is utterly the scariest thing I'm doing this year. But thank you so much for being here, and I'm your first speaker. All right. Okay. Okay, so here goes. Okay, my name is Belle. Many of you would know me better as Belly Welly Jelly. And the title of my sharing today is You Are Who You Need to Be. So you are who you need to be basically in this point in time and where you are in life. So the meaning of you, if we are thinking about it that way, it means your identity, and it also means who you are. So when I talk about who I am, I think the best part for me to start is childhood. So that's me. I still like stuffed toys a lot. And I was born into a very, very loving family. And I was the only child till right about 6 years old. So then came along my brother. So when I was 6, I became a big sister. So basically, I knew who I should be. And growing up in an Asian family, they tell you so many things about, what it makes to be a good sister, a successful, daughter. So I'm sure some of you can relate. In order to be successful, you should be a doctor, a lawyer, take ballet, excel well in school, and just be a good example and be a good sister. So that was exactly who I thought I should be. So let's move on to when I started work. So when I started work as a blogger and an influencer. And back then, it was not a proper job. So I decided, okay, if it's not a proper job, I would work full-time. So I'll juggle this at the side. So I worked 2 full-time jobs. And in order to feel like, I was successful and I was the best version of myself, I thought I should be someone that excelled even further, so I became an entrepreneur. So working 2 full-time jobs, I started my own business. And I thought that I was well on my way to becoming the most perfect version of what a successful human would be. And then came this. So I'll call this part Belle in Love. So I guess, when you're in love, there are a couple of things that can ruin someone's life, and one of that happened to me. So when I was in love, the person I loved took my dignity and then desecrated it across the whole internet. So this was what came next. So instead of, trying so hard and spending so much of my life trying to fit into that mold of who I thought I should be, I was instead told who I was. So basically who I was a slut. I shouldn't be alive. I should probably disappear from this earth. And I guess, they say that if you work on social media and you have your career on social media, what you should be quite used to is just being cyberbullied and to be used to, the slur of hate comments. But I think this kind of took it to another level. And after struggling so hard to fit into this perfect mold of what I thought I should be, and now I was told who I was, and now I felt like I did not belong anywhere. So instead, what I did next was who I needed to be for myself. So who I needed to be for myself was to be there for me and to reach out for help. So I reached out for help. I leaned on my friends and family. I unfollowed every single one on social media, and I stood as far away from social media as I could, unless it's for work. And it's only with my friends and family that I'm able to stand here today, and I'm able to speak to you guys years on. And this, I would say, was one of the darkest periods of my life. I didn't know what to do. But I knew that I needed to survive, and in order to survive, you need to feel safe. And in order to feel safe, you need to reach out for help, even if you don't want to reach out for help, even if you really wanted to be alone. So then, a lot of messages came in. There were a lot of good surrounding me across the years. There were people, sending me like written messages or messages online. So it's not all that bad. Through the darkness, there's still a lot of good. And so now, I'm speaking to you 3 years on, and what I want to say is that when I look into a mirror, I'm still someone that's filled with a lot of joy, a lot of potential, a lot of tenacity, and there's so much more I want to do. But a big part of me is also shame, fear, and anxiety. But I think the important part is to note that all these friends of yours shouldn't coexist in harmony. And I think the truth about things is that friends don't stay forever. Some friends stay longer than the others. So I think that's a heartening fact for me to note. And if there's one thing that I want you to take away from this sharing, is that no one gets to define who you are except you. And the meaning of you would constantly change, but you are the one that's in control of that. And you are who you need to be at this point in time, and that will change. But as it changes, you are exactly where you have to be, and you got to celebrate that. So thank you.
Thank you, Christabel. That was very inspiring.